to the final episode of the very first season of Level Up Pod by Leadway. I am Tomike Adeoye, your host. This season, we've brought you the finest of talents, and today is no different. Joining me on this episode, I have two incredibly talented guests. First on the list is the phenomenal and talented actor who is popularly known as Tayo in Men's Club and Dakwa of King of Boys, the one and only Efa Iwara. Woo! No, they look me like that again.
Sorry,
Efa, we're not on set.
Sorry, forgive me.
And of course, also joining us is a budding actor and a medical student who has starred in Danny series called Love Like This and the movie Day of Destiny. Join me as I welcome the stunning Gbemi Akinlade. Hi, Gbemi.
Hi.
You are giving me Gen Z vibes. I love it.
I mean, it is who I am.
Love it. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being my final guest for the season. So let's make this episode one to remember. Sure. Are we ready to level up?
Let's go.
Yes! If I didn't hear you project.
No, in that mood. Yes, of course. Yeah, definitely. I'm just in my head.
Inside joke. Okay, Efa, let's start with you and, your degree in geography and venturing into music and now popularly known as an actor. Tell me, how did it begin?
It began with jam. Yeah, that's how it began. So I wanted to study geology, and in the jam brochure you don't have to do physics, so I did agriculture instead. And then I get to UI, and then they told me I can't study geology. So
wow.
Yeah, they gave me geography science, which was actually fun because I remember one day I was walking past the geology classroom and I saw the board and I said, "Thank God I'm not doing this course." But I've always been into music, film, because of the kind of family I'm from, even though it's largely an academic family, but my dad always had us watching movies, listening to all kinds of music. So I guess it was meant to be. And then, of course, I wanted to be a rapper, rapping and all that stuff. And then, rapping in Nigeria in 2012, it wasn't a good year. It wasn't a good year. But now it's a lot better because I remember then with Ladipo and STC, everybody was doing all that stuff, and then now to see them doing so well is really amazing. And then I just kind of ventured into movies, and we thank God that we're here.
Do you remember the very first movie that you acted in?
I remember the first play and the first movie. First play, I was 9. It's The Gods Are Not to Blame by Olarotimi. And then the first movie, or first thing, was Tinsel, actually, where I play a moderator, and I had screen time of maybe 30 seconds. But I felt like I had won an Oscar. You couldn't tell me otherwise. I was like, yes, I'm a big star.
What pushed you to actually go for the audition? I mean, you were a musician, so why did you just feel like, let me just branch into acting?
Two things, boredom. Boredom was one of them. I wasn't booking shows. And my manager at the time, Bayami Shori, was like, you know what, you're really shy. So you know what, why don't you go for auditions in film, and then you get to meet people, mix it up with people, and then that was it.
And look at you now.
We thank God. We thank God.
We give glory to God. Gbemi, a medical student, all these degrees that we do. I feel like everybody that has come on this show this season, we all have a degree in something else, and then we're doing something entirely. Even the host, degree in microbiology. I'm here leveling up with Efa and Gbemi.
Level up, dear.
Hey.
Gbemi, how did you transition? I mean, a medical student, and you decided to go into acting.
I wouldn't say I've transitioned because I haven't dropped out. My dad went.
But you left the hospital to say, let me go for this audition, and you entered the set.
Like Efa said, boredom. I was bored, and I was just scrolling through my phone, and I see this Instagram post asking for pictures of people who look like 15 or 16. I'm like, oh, okay, I look 15 or 16. And then I send in a picture, and then they invite me for an audition, and boom, make a movie. I was like, ooh, I made a movie, guys. This is so cool. And I thought it was going to be big, and I was a star. But, I was the star.
You are.
I am a star. So, basically, that's just what happened. I was bored. I was a bored kid.
Interesting. So I guess we're all bored and we just want...
My dear.
We want something more interesting. But, looking back at your first role, your first play, and where you are today, what are some of the things that you would give credit to that has actually helped you thrive in this industry? Because trust me, there are 1,001 actors out there today, but then when we call your name, we know you. What do you think you've done differently that has helped you, survive in this industry?
A couple of things. One of them would be how I think I was raised. I think I'm lazy in comparison to my father, who's a professor, because he'll be up at 4:30 every morning. He'll be in his farms, like doing stuff, reading books, staying up late. Like, he gives it all.
Wow.
And he expects that from all his children. In anything you're doing, whether you're a hairdresser, whether you're a juice maker, whether you're a cobbler, he's always said, no matter what you choose to do in this life, be the best. Strive to be the best. So, those words have stayed with me throughout. And just always being persistent. I keep telling people this. I don't think I'm the best actor in the world. No. But I'll probably be the most persistent. Like, I'll probably hang in there. I'll probably read the script 10 times. I'll do my best and leave the rest to God. Like, you can't always just be like, I can't do this. I'm just like, I'm going to wake up. I'm going to try my best. If I fail, oh well. But I did my best. And yeah, those words have pretty much kept me.
So far, so good. What has helped you in this industry that you found yourself in?
Well, I feel like, I've said this so many times in so many different places, but I feel like we underestimate the role of luck in the things we do. I mean, there's so many people out there that want to do what we're doing, but they just haven't yet, or they can't yet for some reason. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know what sets us apart. I don't know what gives.
It's grace.
I think it's grace.
I believe it's grace.
Yes, some people say it's grace. Some people say it's luck.
What do you think it is?
I think it's grace as well. I genuinely think it's grace because, I mean, what do I want to say that makes me so different from the next person? I don't know. But yeah, I'm just thankful to be here.
Awesome. Now, talking about challenges that you've faced in landing roles as an actor, what are some of the challenges that you've faced in that department? We see the final results on billboards, but we don't even know half of the gist that happened behind the scenes.
Okay, so I'll give you one instance. I mean, there are a lot of challenges with landing different roles in different projects, but you talked about Dapo Banjo in King of Boys, so I'll give you an idea of what it was like to land that role. So I don't think I was on the list to play that role initially, and then Kemi Adetiba says she was watching, I think it was TMC or something. Very random, and she just says, that guy. And she calls Tala Odunsi and says, you know what, I think he should read for the character and let's see what he can do with it. Wow. Now, at the time, I was shooting Rattlesnake. And where shooting was very long, we had long hours. So there was this time we had shot for a really long period of time. And I was really tired. And I had the next day off. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to sleep. Like, so I put my phone on silent. Maybe I had like chamomile tea. Maybe I was having like the sniffles. I think I had like Actifed, just stuff to just knock me out. So I knock out, and then in the morning, I'm groggy. I wake up, I see 6 missed calls. 3 from Tala Odunsi, and 3 from a number I don't have.
Wow.
So of course, I called the number I have. I called Tala, I said, yeah, Big T, how far now, what's up? He said, Efa, where you did? I said, I just woke up, I'm just trying to relax, I have the day off. He said, nope. Kemi, I've been trying to call you. I said, what? He said, yes, you need to read for something. I said, okay, cool. I'll call you back. I said, hello. How you doing? I was like, oh, hi, my name is Kemi. I almost did this. Kemi. But my jokes were not. But I said, oh, pleasure to be speaking with you. Big fan of your work. So what's up? I said, okay, look, I need to read for something. I need short notice, but I need it back today.
Wow.
Like before 12, and this was like 10.
Wow.
Or something. So okay, cool. I'll check it out. And so she sends it to me, and I see these 2, like 4 pages. It's long, and I'm just like, oh my God, am I really ready for this? But somehow I found it in me to just dig deep, did what I could do. Then I couldn't send it because the files were too large. Wow. I shot it on 4K. So I say the craziest thing anyone can say, because this is like during COVID times. So I call up and I say, can I just come to your window of your house and airdrop it to you. And she bursts out laughing and she's like, that's the craziest thing anyone has said to me, but no, you can't. Email it in like everybody else and I'll watch and get back to you. And then, yeah, so she checks it out and she loves it, and then she gives some pointers, and the next day she called me and said I had the role. So yeah. It was fun. Challenging, but it was fun.
Yes, and you know, to an upcoming actor or a new budding actor that's out there trying to, you know, land these roles, you know how it feels like many people will say it's like they're just recycling all the actors that are there. They're not giving the new ones the opportunities. What advice would you give them to, you know, land roles and find their way up there? First of all, it's easy to think that way. I remember going for auditions and then I was like, what's the point? They're just going to pick Ramsey Noah. So, hey, I might as well just sit down at home. But you never know. Sure. And if you keep having that mindset, you end up being jaded. So as opposed to thinking that way, just think, you know what? My time will come. And when it comes, I'm going to grab it. So, I mean, yes, people will get a lot of roles repeatedly. But your time... I can't do this forever. RMD cannot do this forever. You know what I'm saying? Some new guy is going to come and just blow everybody out the water. So just be consistent. You will start off doing supporting roles. In fact, by the waka pass, you know. Take it with your full chest. Just take it, do it, learn, observe. You might have 3 lines in a movie. Do your 3 lines. Like there's this project called Rumor Has It. Season 2 came out 2018, and Danny. That was kind of like my breakout project. And the reason why Abimbola Craig called me into audition for that was because I had a role on another show called Lagos Big Boys or something, and I had 3 scenes. Wow. I had just 3 scenes. I had maybe cumulatively 10 lines in the whole project. But there's one scene where that's someone that's taking my equipment or something, and I was sad. My girlfriend had left me. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to kill this thing. I'm just going to kill it. And when I was done, people were like, are you okay? Are you good? Did they really leave you? No. I was just really enjoying the scene. And people was like, you know what, Efa, this other project that we're working on, I think you should come and read for one of the characters. And then, boom, so you never know. I feel like every job is your CV, is your new CV for you to put out there. But, you know, speaking of going for training, acting school, did you ever attend any, and do you think it's actually important for newbies? I think acting school is important for everyone. I take that back. I think learning is important for everyone at different levels. I think it's Helen Mirren. I think either Helen Mirren or someone else who went to give a talk at a school, a film school, an acting school, and she was walking past the class, and then she just came in and sat down at the back and attended the class. And everyone was like, what are you doing here? Like, you've done everything. And she's like, I'm learning. You're never too big to learn. So I think at every point, I mean, I watch stuff on YouTube. You know, and I constantly learn. Like when I'm on set, like I did 7 with RMD. And I'm just in awe of this gentleman. I'm just like watching his every move. Like, sir, why are you drinking water? Like, why? You know, that's like my asking. Like, why? He said, if I know for the scene, I have to, because voice very raspy. You have to clear the voice. Okay. So next time I have the next scene, I'm drinking water. Drinking water. Constantly learning. So constantly learning on the job. The internet is there. YouTube is there. Learn stuff, and then ask your colleagues, you know, ask directors, ask producers, like, hey, what's up? What do you think about this? Can I do this better? How can I be better? And then, you learn. Gbemi, what steps have you taken to, you know, better your craft?
Well, unfortunately, I'm still in school, so I can't actually, like, leave and go to film school like I want to. So what I do is, if you watch a movie with me, my friends always get annoyed when we do this. I'm dissecting every single thing about that movie. If you're batting an eyelid or if you're raising an eyebrow, I'm like, yo, did you see how she just raised that? That's what she's trying to communicate. That's what it means. Then my friends are like, Gbemi, can you please let us enjoy this movie? I'm like, sorry. And they do something, I'm like, ugh. So I'm trying to, like, I'm studying other people because I know that's what I can do for now, you know? and I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to see how much better I can communicate my emotions and all those things. So, I mean, I'm doing what I can with what I can do, like what I have. So
I think you can also learn virtually. Like even if
Yes.
I said YouTube, so
I do that
don't
as
use
well.
medical school as an excuse.
I
for
do that,
these
I do.
doctors.
But like she said,
Yeah.
a lot of times people don't like watching movies with me because
Oh, you that? So is that artistic?
no,
I
also
know.
because I'm looking at it, I'm just like, guys. Have you seen that meme with Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, yeah, like, did you guys feel like,
Yes.
guys, can we just watch this movie and go? And I'm like, no, like, guys,
you see?
did you see where he did close his eyes and did that guy? Is evoking, and they're like,
Wow.
they're like,
beautiful.
no.
Film is so beautiful.
But Efa, you played various characters from lover boy to warrior to gangster. How do you manage to, diversify, and how do you ensure that you are not boxed in one corner? As much as you don't give yourself these roles at the end of the day. People give you these roles. It's not like you're writing a script for yourself. So how do you do all of this together?
I mean, given the nature of the environment that we're in, drama and love is very predominant in Hollywood. So if they say, if I didn't love a boy too much, I say, Ngwanu, it's what is out there. I must do it, or someone else will do it. But I also enjoy, like you rightly said, going out of the box to do these different things because, like I said, with the breakthrough role, it was playing a psychopath. But there are only so many times you can play a psychopath. There are only so many different variations of psychopaths that can be out there. There are only so many warriors. Like I did at Joche, this epic thing where I grew my hair out, and there are only so many I can do. So I feel like for me, it's down to not just the role, but the story and how we can make it look different. So as they say, there's nothing new under the sun. It's just how you portray it. So what I try to do is put a different spin on it. So there are little nuances, the little things I add, and maybe to some people, they don't see it. But for example, I can play a lover boy and have this voice. Or I can play a lover boy and have this voice.
Come on.
But they're different, you know what I'm saying? But they're different
Love
variations.
it, yes.
I could be arrogant. I could look at you this way. I could look at you this way. There are different ways to this thing, but to the casual eye, it could seem like the same, but trust me, it's really, really not. So for me, that's how I keep it fresh. It's a personal thing.
Are there roles you've turned down?
Turned down? Yes, but for different reasons. Sometimes it's financial. We have to be honest. Sometimes it is, sadly, sometimes, and I don't blame the producers because you're working with a budget. So it could be me on the other end, so I get it. It's not bad belay. It's just not working. Or it could be I don't understand the script. Or I don't believe the script, because there's nothing worse than you get a script, you read it, you think it's going this way, and then it goes that way. As opposed to getting on set just to collect a paycheck and do a huge disservice to the character, I'd rather just, I don't think this script is for me. Or it could be, come and play a jambite. I'm like, guys, no, call Lumde or Lumde. Like, call him. Don't. Or it could be a guy who is supposed to be fluent in Igbo. I'm not Igbo. If it's some Igbo here and there, I can learn that. But if I'm seeing like a monologue, I'll say, please call Uzo Arukwe. I say, Uzo, I beg.
Oh my goodness.
You get one racket like this. I mean, come on, I beg. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Know when to bow out.
True. Not every role is for
Not
you.
every role is for you.
So far, Gbemi, are there roles you look forward to playing? I mean, characters that you've envisioned in your mind and you're like, I'm just waiting for someone to write this script. I mean, you never can tell who's watching.
I mean, absolutely. I feel like I could play a really good drug addict.
Would you give us a sample?
No, I will not. Absolutely
Yes,
not.
I'm
No.
going to put you as the host of this show. I have the final say. Anything I say you do, you do. So,
Damn.
Yes, dear. You just said that you can play it.
No, but wait now.
But
Wait now.
if you have had it, it's too.
This is not fair. Like she has to do.
Okay,
Yeah,
would you
like
play
it's a-
first? Should I put you on the spot first?
No,
Because I
I-
was coming back to you.
I know, but no. But that's the thing. I will tell you for free. Like, if I'm playing something similar to myself, it's easy to just. But if you're not a drug addict, you have to do research. You need to
Yeah.
really get into that.
There's
So
a
I'm
lot to do.
Look at this.
You owe me, Sha.
I'm going to let that one slide. But what other roles are you looking forward to playing, though?
Okay, so my career is like pretty young, and I am pretty young, so I get a lot of young roles, and I'm always someone's child or something.
You want to be someone's
So
mother.
no, I don't want to be someone's mother, but you know, a woman would be nice because I am a woman. So I mean, yeah, I would like to, play an adult woman for once.
Awesome. Efa, what tips would you share to, young budding actors on negotiating deals and, going for auditions and all of that? In a nutshell, what advice would you give to someone who is just venturing into this industry, coming from you being here in the game for so long?
First of all, to answer the question that you threw at her, please, I want to play Ojukwu in a biopic. It's always been a dream of mine to play Ojukwu in a biopic. I love biopics. I feel like that's like the true test of an actor, because you're playing someone that is not you, and everybody has the reference. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you don't get it, I mean,
Everybody's gonna
you
know.
could play a drug addict, and maybe I don't know any drug addicts in my life, so I look at it, I'll take it at surface level. I have nothing to compare it against.
Very subjective.
But you're playing like Obasanjo. Everybody knows Obasanjo. Everybody has seen. So if you don't come correct, the whole world is like, nah. So for me, that would be like a major test. But to your
tip.
for
Tips would you
young budding actors, especially with negotiations and just your career in general, I would say be honest. Be honest with yourself. Don't. It's good to think that you're a superstar. It's good to think you're up here. But at the same time, be honest with yourself that, okay, this is where I'm at. This is what I can do. This is what I believe I should earn, given the circumstances. Don't say because they are paying this amount of money, therefore you must pay me the same. No, you guys are not the same. No matter how close you think you are, you're not the same. You're either higher or lower. You're not the same. Know that and know peace. And then also, don't. This might sound weird. Is that talk up? But don't believe the hype. Like, I'm here sitting down and Tommy is like, Efa, and everybody's like, Efa. Oh. I was on the phone with a really big producer just yesterday, and I was going to say he or she, but the person said, like, 3 people just called me about you, like, this next project is really, it sounds nice, but I don't listen to it. In my head, I'm still in 2016 looking for a film. I'm still in 2017 looking for a breakout role. Sometimes I might go on holiday and get cushy and do, but when I get back to work, I don't care. I'm not Efa Iwara. I'm just an actor that's just trying to work and make the most of it and kill. Like, kill it. Kill it. So yeah, you might get a role tomorrow, you might get a movie tomorrow, and then blow it out of the water, and everybody's like, baby, do like this. Thank you. But when they're gone, bye guys. So I'm not a fan of the applause. It's beautiful. Sometimes it's nice to hear. Sometimes you have dark days and you need those encouraging words, but don't dwell on it. Thank you, but let's get back to work.
On to the next one. I think that keeps every public figure sane-headed and level-headed. And we'll go on a quick break right about now. On that note, when we return, it'll be time for RRG. Gbemi, you want to guess what RRG is?
Run, rise, jump.
G.
You said G.
Oh, G. Oh.
was going to say
Bro.
Gbemi.
I have no idea what that means.
You find out when we return. Are you ready for RRG?
Let's
ready,
go.
ready, run, ready, run.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
It is actually a rapid response game. Are you ready?
Oh my God, my
Don't worry.
anxiety is flaring.
It's not your field, but
We go manage.
you go run now.
We go run now.
Okay.
You have 3 seconds to answer my questions. Efa, list 3 things you do before you go on set.
Pray, eat, and look at my phone.
Look at my phone. It sounded like a song.
Look at my phone.
Gbemi, 3 things you do before you go on set. 3.
Use my phone, freak out, and possibly pray.
Possibly.
Possibly, sometimes.
Okay. Efa, what is the most challenging role you've gotten so far?
Ajoche, 7, and TMC.
That's not the question I'm asking.
Okay.
Don't think about it. If you could play a role in a movie that is not the drug addict or the woman that you already told me about, what role would it be?
A Nigerian movie?
No, the aim is to go global. darling.
Right, probably Elio in Call Me By Your Name.
Efa, you already told me Obasanjo. No, you didn't say
no,
Obasanjo. You just said Ojo.
Ojukwu.
Yes. If you could play a role in any movie, what would it be?
Bond. James Bond.
I see
give me
that,
that
I
face.
see that.
That is it.
Thank you very much, guys. I had a swell time. Thank you for sharing with us. Thank you, Efa. I learned a lot, Gbemi. I'm sure you did as
I
well.
did
We're
learn a
ready
lot.
for the next rule, right?
Yes, I
We're
guess.
all leveled up. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't believe the hype, okay? You guys are talented, but on to the next.
Just keep it moving. Keep working.
And thank you to you, our viewer and listener. Thank you for joining us on this season of Level Up. It's been incredible. I had a swell time. Thank you, Leadway. I'll see you in the next season, by God's grace. I am Tomike Adeoye, your host, and this has been Level Up, powered by Leadway. Bye-bye.